First, I would like to introduce the president of this institution, Dr. Richard Brown. Dr. Krause was appointed the 9th president of the University of Maine at Fort Kent in May of 2002. President Krause has devoted more than 30 years of his life to the administration of higher education. During the first year here at UMFK, he lobbied hard for new residence halls. The effort culminated in the distinctive 150-bed residence hall, the Lodge, an impressive building that sits immediately behind where I stand. That, coupled with the construction of the new Acadian Archives, marks the largest growth in campus in 40 years. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome UMFK's Vice President, Dr. Richard Krause.
Thank you very much for that. You know, before I start, I think that a couple people have commented to me, and I think I should say one quick word, and that is to put your mind at ease. You are not growing shorter. Or the tables are not getting bigger. We just seem to have unusually short chairs tonight, so it's not you, it's the furniture. Right. I certainly want to begin by offering my congratulations to all of our honorees this evening, and to welcome back all of the alums who have come here to celebrate their reunion. We're delighted you're here, and we wish the very best. We hope you have a wonderful, wonderful evening. It is always a great pleasure for Ellen and I to be here with people who care so very deeply about this institution. This is an exciting time and an exciting year for your campus. Just a month ago, as we were preparing to begin our 127th year of teaching and learning, we learned that the Princeton Review, a national organization dedicated to helping students, parents, and educators achieve the best outcomes at all stages of their educational careers, listed UMFK as one of the best colleges in the Northeast. Now, we knew that all along, but it's an honor that all of us here tonight should be proud of. It is a true affirmation of the campus community that our alumni, students, faculty, and staff have created. One that is supported, I should add, by a community and region like no other campus in this state or beyond. UMFK is the only small public university in Maine named to the list of 224 institutions published in this particular directory of best Northeast colleges. And by the way, here's my visual aid, my prop tonight. This is the directory. This is what it looks like. And we're in very, very good company. Other schools from Maine appearing in the publication include the University of Maine at Orono, the University of Southern Maine, as well as Colby Bates and Bowdoin colleges. Beyond Maine, some of the top institutions in 11 states, and quite honestly in the country, are on the list. Obviously, these include the Ivies such as Columbia, Princeton, Yale, and Dartmouth, and also University of Connecticut and Tufts. Our students, some of whom are with us this evening, are the primary reason that we are listed in this publication, and I want to thank all of them who responded to the survey. this particular listing, or this particular directory, is based upon responses that the publishers of this directory received from a national survey they do of college and university students nationwide. So it's those student responses that caught their eye, and they said, wow, we see a pattern here. This place really looks interesting, and that's why we were listed. In a moment, I'll share with you some of their responses that appear, but first, let me tell you that each evaluation has a little box in it where they summarize all of the responses. And in our case, here's what that little survey says, box reads. Small classes, registration is a breeze, Don. Great computer facilities, Sharon. Great library, students are friendly, diverse student types on campus, and to all of you, students get along with the local community. So everybody in the room should feel very, very good about this listing. Now, let me read to you a selection from our own mission statement, which was approved by the University of Maine trustees in June and appears in our 5-year strategic plan for 2003 through 2008. So this is what we set out as our goal back in 2002 and 2003. This is what we said we want to do and we want to become. The UMFK experience provides close interaction with faculty, small classes, and the use of leading technologies to prepare students for lifelong learning and success as professional and engaged students of a democracy. So that's what we set out to do, and if you compare that to what the students said, there you find what for many of us is the most exciting thing about being our listings in the directory, in that it's an affirmation of exactly what we set out to do and to be. So the good news is our listing is not simply happenstance, it's exactly what we set out as our goal to achieve as a community. Now let me take a minute just to read a couple of the comments in the narrative profile in the publication, and again, these were culled from what students said about us. Students consistently praise the Fort Kent campus of the University of Maine for 2 reasons: small size and affordable cost. The tight-knit academic community prompted one student to write, "It gives you an education in an environment that's similar to family." A freshman, far from her Virginia home, thank you, Dana, says, "The professors and administrators make me feel at home." An upperclassman tells us, "Professors are friendly and treat you like friends." Many freshmen are funneled straight from Fort Kent Community High School, while others arrive from Argentina and Lithuania. No matter where they're from, virtually everyone on this campus gushes about the family environment and the secure and comfortable campus atmosphere. The small community of students is described by students as open-minded, polite, friendly, and mature. When asked to describe a typical student, a business major wrote, "A typical student at UMFK is someone who is involved in their school and their community." Note, if you will, the many references to community laced throughout that profile. Our students recognize the strong ties that this campus shares with our alumni and community friends. So we thank you all for helping to foster that wonderful relationship. The close bond we as an institution share with the community is also well noted throughout the 100-page self-study document prepared by the campus in advance of our upcoming reaccreditation review by the New England Association of Schools and Colleges. And here again, my other visual aid, this is our self-study. This has been the work of the past 2 years here on this campus, is preparing this self-study as a part of our reaccreditation. The visit will occur November 6 through 9. And the visitors right now from schools, other schools in New England, are reading this 100-page self-study to learn about us. They'll come here in November and ask some questions to ascertain if this is really the true picture of who we are. And it's been a wonderful work that's been done by over a committee representing over 60 people on the campus and input from virtually everyone who works here at UMFK. I've been reading these self-studies myself as a visitor for over 20 years, and I can tell you it's one of the best I've ever seen. And I can also tell you that a number of my good friends who are at the NEAS headquarters called me up shortly after they received their copies, and they said, "How'd you do it? Yours is marvelous." The funny thing about that particular conversation is I have worked with those folks for years, and I said, "I followed your recipe. We did what you told us, and that's how we got such a good study." But it's a great self-study, and I think it reflects wonderfully on this institution, and as I say, on this entire community. The week before classes began, Interim Vice President Rachel Albert, together with Tamara Mitchell, Executive Director of Human Relations, created a one-day-long professional development session to prepare our campus for the NEAS visit. And I can tell you that as a part of that seminar, every single academic and service department gave a presentation to the rest of us on their goals for their academic major or service area. So every single major, every single academic department stood up and said, "Okay, here's our outcomes. Here's what we're trying to achieve for every student who's an English major or a French major or a biology major. Here's what we think the outcomes are for those students, and here's how we measure those outcomes. Here's how we know when that student walks across the platform at graduation that they really have learned exactly what they think they should learn." And in fact, we've heard an amazing array of portfolios. Many of our faculty utilize a portfolio that follows a student throughout their student career here at UMFK. Others have capstone courses or experiences in the senior year. We heard a lot of innovative and exciting things that our faculty and our administrators are doing to assure that each and every year they're doing their job a little bit better. One of our professors, I might add, is experimenting with emailing his students every night after he gives them an exam. Every night he emails them and asks them, tells them how they did on the quiz, tells them what questions they got wrong, which ones they got right, and gives them an opportunity to come back to him with an email and say, "Well, how come I missed question 4? I don't think I fully understood what you explained to us." And so that same evening that they took the quiz, they get some feedback from the professor on how they did and how they could do better. Those are the kinds of things we're looking at and experimenting with to try to do our jobs as educators better and better every day. The visiting team, as I pointed out, represents a number of small colleges here in New England. The chair of the team is the Dean of Castleton State College in Vermont, a lovely little campus in Castleton. He has visited this campus. He came to see us in April before the students left for their summer vacations. He will serve as our liaison with the rest of the team members and has already become a good friend and a good colleague. We've also been asked by NEAS if we would host a guest visitor, and of course we said we'd be delighted to do so. And so an observer, Dr. Richard Copper, who is an educational specialist with the World Bank, will be attending with the team. He will be observing the process, in order to see how peer review works in American higher education, to see if it has application worldwide, and we certainly think that it does. For us, without question, the NEAS visit this year in November will be the defining event of this academic year for all of us here on campus. And I think this will be an exciting year for alumni. When we gathered here a year ago, I announced that our alumni development and support staff would soon move their respective operations into the Madawaska House. As Burnett indicated, that plan is now a reality, and alumni now have a place on campus to call their own. Our long-range plan still called for a new conference center to be added on the back portion of that building. We have always had wonderful connections with our alumni, and our alumni always have stayed close to this campus. We hope that having that home will make it even easier for us to do so, and we look forward to working with you and visiting with you at Madawaska Alumni House. Now let me close with a quick potpourri of information items that I just wanted to pass along, share to you and share with you. Number one is a business item. There will be a higher education bond issue during the election in November. We do, as an institution, have repair projects for us. Our total involvement with that bond issue is $275,000. Certainly one of the smaller portions, but it is an important portion for us. And so while we're a small piece of the package, we do stand to benefit as a campus. And so I do encourage you to support the education bond bill at election time this year. The consortium, that is the grouping of ourselves along with Maine Machias and UMaine Presque Isle, continues to bubble along very productively. Our three business faculties are currently looking to create a new minor that will be shared by all three institutions. So in many different ways, that consortium is working well. I certainly enjoy working closely with President Cindy Huggins and new President Carl Berger at Presque Isle. In fact, a week ago tonight, last week, Ellen and I took Carl and his wife out to dinner in Stockholm. So we're getting to know them and look forward to working with President Berger and President Huggins. Another note I want to share is that Kathy Peltier, another one of our noted alumni authors, will be touring Maine in October as part of the release of a new book that she has written, Running the Bull. Kathy will be here on campus on the 30th to meet with faculty and a group of students, and a few days earlier, the Maine Women's Writers Collection at the University of New England will celebrate the acquisition of Kathy's papers at UNE, and Ellen and I will attend that ceremony to support our alum, Kathy Peltier. Finally, I will represent this campus and the system along with the Chancellor and President Patnode of Southern Maine on a trip to France, October 22nd through 29th. We will visit 5 universities in France, primarily institutions in Brittany, to sign agreements for faculty and student exchanges. System-wide, we have a number of exchange agreements, and our goal is to make these system-wide programs even stronger so that a small campus like ours can be a part of and benefit from the larger group participation and the larger group rate, so that we can encourage more of our students to spend a semester in France and to invite more students from France to come here to UMFK, where they can indeed live in a community where French is a common language spoken here in town. So we want to expand those opportunities, and I look forward to going to France to do just that. So all in all, a very exciting agenda ahead. This is an amazing community and an amazing university. I have told you before that I have the best job in the world, and it's still true. Congratulations to all of our honorees this evening. Congratulations as well, I should mention, to the Lady Bengals who this afternoon beat St. Joseph's 5-0. Thank you all for all that you do for this community and for this university. Thanks for your support. Go Bengals.
Thank you very much, Dr. Haas. I just happened to look at my calendar, and October 22nd to 29 is open. So if you and Doug and Chancellor Westfall need a French interpreter in France, I'll be ready to go. From the very inception of the Alumni Association in 1931, 74 years ago, under the leadership and direction of UMFK's third principal and first alumni president, Richard Crocker, the graduates of this institution have rendered service. The Alumni Association serves as a beacon to the university, much like the school itself serves as a beacon to the St. John Valley. Before we proceed with our program, let me take a moment to extend our appreciation to all of our alumni and community friends who have supported the institution with financial gifts over the past years. Your effort in this vitally important endeavor has assisted the campus in numerous ways. As an alumni association, we are especially grateful to the individuals who have contributed to the UMFK Alumni Scholarship Fund through the university's foundation. The current and future generations of students are the direct beneficiaries of your generosity. This institution has always taken great pride in the personal attention it offers students, a factor that was recently acknowledged, as Dr. Cross mentioned, by the Princeton Review, which named our UMFK a best Northeastern college. That factor, among many others, has resulted in thousands of accomplished men and women who have been educated on this campus. A number of those who have accomplished great things have been recognized by the Alumni Association over the years, and tonight we are proud to have some of those individuals present with us this evening. As I call your name, the past outstanding alumni, please stand and remain standing. Vanette King, Judy Harity, Rena Labby, Mel Labby, Pat Dow, Norm Funny, and our past outstanding young alumni, Troy Jackson, and our past outstanding future alumni, Raymond Feeney, Tracy Hall, Megan Foreman. Please give these people a wonderful hand of thanks. Thank you. Though much has changed on campus over the decades, the quality of our students and graduates has remained consistently high. Speaking of our students, I ask that our current UMFK students joining us here this evening stand so that we can express our appreciation to you for wisely choosing this campus community to call your own. Would you please stand, all the students that are here this evening? We are confident that these future alumni of UMFK will continue the tradition of excellence this university is known for. Speaking of excellence, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to recognize some of the outstanding individuals who have both made their mark on this campus and who have been directly impacted by this institution. We are honored to have with us this evening members of the reunion classes of 1955, 65, 80, 95, and 2000. The university is pleased to welcome you back. With all of our graduates celebrating a reunion this weekend, please stand so you can be recognized. As I call your names, please remain standing. 2000, Paula Parsons. 1995, James Flint and Adelka Field. Please stand. 1965, Dolores Dumont, Rod Medor, Roland Collins, Anne Lavac, Selma Chassey, and Keith Ford. 1955 class, Joanne Albert and Richard Smith. We also are very fortunate to have with us this evening a few of the Madawaska Training School alumni who graduated more than 50 years ago. Ben Carey, class of 1951. Please stand, Ben. Please stand, Ben. Thank you. And Loretta Melanson, class of 1946. Thank you very much for coming. We hope you will be enjoying your evening with us. And among those that graduated from the Madawaska Training School with us this evening is one special alumni. And to introduce this individual and present our first Alumni Association Award this evening is Vern Albert, Chair of the UMFK Alumni Association, the Pop Hoyt Award Committee Chair. Vern.
The University Grant of Fort Kent Alumni Association each year awards one of its own at this banquet with a special award. The Top Hoyt Award is presented to the graduate of this institution representing the earliest class in attendance at this banquet. It is said that it is presented to the oldest, yet youngest at heart among us. The award is named for James Top Hoyt, alumni and longtime supporter of this campus and the Alumni Association. After his passing, the award was named in his memory. Our honoree this evening first graduated from this institution 65 years ago. She returned to earn a second degree 14 years later. She was among the individuals celebrating the 50th reunion, both in 1990 and again last year. Please join me in honoring from the class of 1940 and the class of 1954, tonight's Top Hoyt Award recipient, June Deshane Voisin.
got white hair.
Representing the earliest class, September 17, 205, June 1 in, Madawaska Training School, class of 1940.
I would just like to add that June Bazin has attended many of these award banquets, and so it's wonderful that she was honored this evening. Our next award is a very special award. In 1999, the Alumni Association established the Outstanding Future Alumni Award to honor a current UMSK student and future alumni who demonstrates great potential for future success. It is the Alumni Association's way of acknowledging the great work of the student body on this campus. Tonight, we will award Chad Markey, a member of the class of 2006, with that honor. To demonstrate the connection between our current student body and previous recipient of the award, Megan Foreman, the 2004 recipient, will present the award to Chad. She will do that in a few minutes. First, we asked Chad to select an individual who he wanted to speak on his behalf. We now welcome James Markey, Chad's father.
Good evening. So, you wish to know about our son. And when I say our, I refer to my wife Linda, who's an alumnus of the class of 1984 at the University of Maine at Fort Kent. She and I wish to let you know about our son and what got us to this point in his life whereby he is receiving the Future Alumnus Award from the University of Maine at Fort Kent. Let me tell you a few things about our son. Chad is a very outgoing and friendly young man. He's always been. As a 1-year-old, he was often going around at family gatherings, wishing everyone to have a nice day. I remember when we were in Orono as a family for my sabbatical in 1980 and 81 and living at University Park, I would often meet people for the first time who would say to me, "Oh, so you're Chad's dad." Chad was only 5 at the time, very daring and very outgoing. As his high school principal, I was proud to observe him socializing with all the individuals in school. He was not one to be a member of a clique, and he remains that way to this day. He loves meeting people of all ages and walks of life. It is not unusual to have university and community people stop Linda and I and tell us what a nice young man our son is. We never get tired of hearing those words. Chad, number 2 on my list. Chad is a determined young man who strives to do his best at everything he does. This has not always been the case for everything, however. Let me explain it. As a high school student, he gave his all on the soccer field, the baseball diamond, the ski trails, and any athletic event he could participate in. Now, was this the case in the classroom? I'm afraid not. His comments upon receiving a report card loaded with B's and C's, which his brother and sister never brought home. But this is better than he had. Then in the spring of his senior year at community high school, Lynn and I began to observe changes in his attitude about his future, and these were major changes. We knew that college was not on his list for life after high school, at least right after high school. We talked about the military. How about the military? Chad met with recruiters and came home one evening with a Marine recruiter and a decision to enlist in that particular branch. And what does his dad say? Trying not to blow his bubble, but what does his dad say? But Chad, you've had a meniscus removed after a soccer injury. The Marine Corps likely won't even be able to accept you in this branch. At this point, the recruiter looked at Linda and I and told us that Chad is determined to be a Marine, and he is seeking this out for many good reasons. High on the list of reasons was to achieve more discipline than he had at home, I guess. So what happens after Chad leaves for boot camp that fall? Well, Linda and I made a decision to attend his graduation from Paris Island Basic Training. As we get there, we're wondering, I wonder what he's accomplished. How about graduating with the top physical fitness award for his platoon? Why worry about the missing meniscus, Dad? Determined, all ready to do his best. It goes on. Right after completing his enlistment 4.5 years later, Chad continues with his dream to become a truck driver, a dream he had since he was about 3 years old. He's accepted into one of the top truck driving schools in the country. He's going to use some of those military benefits after all. How does he do it? Well, with his attitude that he has, he graduates at the top of his class academically and skill-wise. He's not going to be just a truck driver. He's going to be the best truck driver he can be. And that determination continues right through his UMFK career. Yes, that young man of 18 who was happy to receive B's and C's now is only happy if he receives A's or something at least very close to it. Very determined. Chad is also not only determined, but he's committed. He knows how to spell committed. When Chad does something, it's going to be 100% or nothing at all. Chad does not miss classes, in parentheses, like his father did as an undergraduate. Chad doesn't miss practices. He did not miss practices after when he was playing soccer or any sport. When he, as a student here, he joined drama. He never missed drama practice. Like I said, when he commits to something, it is all out. When Chad was appointed to the University System Board of Trustees, he immediately began reading and seeking out information about his responsibilities. You can bet he won't be missing any of those meetings, and I can assure you that Chad will represent your campus and the state of Maine with determination and commitment. From what I have related so far, you can see that Chad is not afraid to try new things. This is especially true since he's become a member of this campus. He's become involved with the theater. He has been a college ski coach here at the university. He has been greatly involved with the main winter sports program. And why does he take on these new roles? I've asked Chad that question on more than one occasion. His answer? Because he wants to make himself into a better person. There is often a reason for everything that Chad does. So why drama, for example? Well, he chose to improve his speaking skills and confidence to be with people. And what does Chad find out after being in several theater productions? He finds out that he's pretty darn good at it. And he's having fun. Yes, he is not afraid to spread his wings, and as a result, we see our son soar. Chad has become a leader, and no longer the follower he often was in his younger days. As a young Marine, he was selected by his drill sergeants to be a squad leader. Chad used the confidence that he could achieve from this to reach the rank of sergeant in less than 3 years, which is no small feat. Professors and college classmates often tell me that Chad brings this natural leadership into the classroom, leading and participating in class discussions or chairing class projects. Chad has a goal of using this leadership in the business world. I don't doubt that he will be at the helm of some office for business before too long. So to say that we are proud of this outgoing, loving, determined, and committed young man is an understatement. I take great pride when people greet me and say, "Oh, you're Chad's dad." 25 years ago, that greeting meant that people had met my outgoing and very daring young son. Today, that greeting means that people have met my son, a very nice young man. Congratulations, son. Your mom and I, your family, and friends are proud of you. You have the ability to make a difference in many lives. You have accomplished much, and there are many challenges and mountains to climb. But we are certain that you will face them with grace and dignity, and we love you.
Chad, don't come up. Leaving me hanging. This placard is the UMFK Alumni Association proudly presents Chad Marquis with the award of Outstanding Future Alumni in recognition of outstanding service to the campus community and for demonstrated future potential for excellence.
Thank you, Mr. Marquis. Chad, Megan. Chad, before you go sit down, did you want to make a few comments? You hurry so much.
I can't possibly follow that.
Okay. Then you just say, get up. In honor of the university's 125th anniversary 2 years ago, the Alumni Association decided to begin a new tradition, the awarding of the Outstanding Young Alumni Award. This honor is presented to a recent graduate, 10 years or less, of the UMSK, who is, as the award suggests, outstanding. In a few moments, Troy Jackson, the 2004 recipient, will present the Outstanding Young Alumni Award to Kevin St. George, a member of the class of 1997. Kevin has asked his close friend, Mark Silverlet, to speak on his behalf. Mark?
I'll echo what you said, Chad. That was a very tough act to follow. I don't have any props. Like you just heard, and some of you have the misfortune to know already, my name is Mark Steerwalk. At first I thought I'd been asked to deliver this speech because, well, I know Kevin really well, and I could say things about him and introduce him in a personal way that nobody else could. It slowly dawned on me, however, that the real reason I was asked to speak was that he would sound so much better after he'd listened to me. Unfortunately, what I now understand is that he's just going to thank people a little bit and not give a speech at all. And so I have to do, as he said, all the heavy lifting. In all seriousness, though, I feel deeply honored to be here, just as I feel deeply privileged to be Kevin's friend. And I know he's honored to be here too. This might be a small campus in a small town in a small state, but it's just like the community that's around it. It's a good place where good people do good work. To be recognized here really means something, and in more ways than one. The selection of Kevin as the Outstanding Young Alumnus, I think, is an excellent one, and I'm going to try to give you a little bit better idea of why that is. He's next. Kevin I met as a 14-year-old. He was 15. He's several months older than I am. Kevin I met when we were teenagers was a proud product of the St. John Valley. But the man with us here today is a very different person. He's a little grayer, a lot heavier, but he brings knowledge and experience gained around the world and in many different pursuits. As some of you might have gleaned from the program, he was an intelligence soldier in the U.S. Army in the 1980s and 90s, helping supply the vital information that allowed your country to lead the way in winning a Cold War against the Soviet Union and a hot one against Iraq. After serving his country with distinction, he set about serving his community the same way. First as a selectman in his hometown of Madawaska, and as a reporter of the St. John Valley Times, and as town manager in Grand Valley. Despite juggling these responsibilities with those of a single father, he also managed to gain a university education, meet and marry a wonderful woman that he has no business knowing, and start work as a teacher. Next, he took on a training position with a hotshot computer company down in New Hampshire. Did very well. Job took him everywhere from Calgary to Beijing. And now he's decided to come full circle. First, he got back into teaching down in southern Maine. And now he's back home in the valley, teaching again. While doing all of this, he's also found time to have 2 more kids, stay involved with the students' activities, and write 3 books. Who would have thought? this side of the world, on both sides of the border, because I'm from the other one. Yes, that was me buying the last 12 loaves of bread at Shop and Save a couple weeks ago. But you have no proof. This side of the world needs a lot more people like Kevin St. Charles. Too many of our young people are never exposed to the outside world, or if they are, they get out there, they make a little money, and they never come back. Kevin's different. Having, been there and done that, he's returned to his roots with an awful lot to give back. He remembers what a great place this is to raise a family, how comforting it is to have neighbors who actually know your name and can really pronounce it. He knows how much potential this area has, especially if people like him have the good sense to help develop that potential. The way UMFK put the finishing touches on it. A few years ago, I'm dating myself, but probably 7 or 8, there were rumors this campus might be closed down. No speech is complete without a Mark Twain quote, so those reports seem to have been greatly exaggerated. But the turnaround did not happen by itself. It took people who believed in UMFK and in the communities it served. The look around now confirms the recent record of very healthy growth. And the new buildings have gone to prosper, mentioned earlier. The facilities have been modernized. And best of all, there are more and better and more diverse students than ever before. And there's this survey from Princeton Review that ranks UMFK among the very best schools in the Northeast. This kind of reputation, especially the diversity, attracting students from other parts of the region and other parts of the world, cannot help but start a virtuous cycle. It helps the whole area to retain more of its talented people, or to win back those who have left in search of greener pastures. It will even help the region compete for the services of people from other parts of the world, people who, say, 15 or 20 years ago would never have heard of St. John Valley. And now more and more of them are coming here and making it home. Like I said, we need more Kevin St. Charles, much as I hate to admit it. And UMFK should be a model for other institutions that strive to make the area more attractive to our best and brightest. There's a lot of campuses that stay aloof from the surrounding communities. This one is very, very different. It is heavily integrated with the region, and both are the better for it. And it's that sort of spirit that will keep people like Kevin coming back. In Kevin's case, the synergies created by the university with the community reach directly into that community because he's a teacher, someone responsible for educating the next generation. But it's not just his own children and the children he teaches who will benefit from his return. All of us have something to gain as well. To his co-workers, he will bring the dedication and professionalism of someone who understands that the same rule applies to both teachers and students, namely that just showing up is not enough. To his neighbors, he will provide trust and integrity, and maybe a strong back during a snowstorm. To lucky people like me, he will continue to be a solid friend, someone who can be relied upon in any situation. He is bright but not bombastic, hard-working but not joyless, original without being too pretentious. It's qualities like these that will allow him to participate effectively in all manner of shared endeavors that are so important to small towns and the people who live in them. In short, he will do what UMFK does. He will make this community a better place. So please join me in giving Kevin a hearty congratulations for this award and an official welcome back to the Valley.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here tonight, Kevin, to give this award to someone that Joe Stephen I had never met, but from listening to Meyer, someone I certainly hope to get to know, and kind of had a very career profile, and someone very deserving of this award, although I'm kind of sorry to lose it. leadership for the community. So Kevin, can all executives.
Jason's parents told me that these thank yous should kind of resemble an Academy Awards sort of thing, so I'll talk when the music comes up. I'm very honored to receive this award, especially since I've received an award with that refers to me as young. I'm sure the president, faculty, and staff of UMFK will understand when I begin by saying that my greatest reward for attending this university was meeting my wife Jennifer and in an accounting class. Much of my successes, seriously, as an adult have come because Jennifer believed in me even when I did not. So thank you. I also want to thank the University of Maine Fort Kent for allowing me to learn from some amazing professors, like Brad Ricks, who sparked what has turned into a deep and probably lifelong love of economics, or John Martin. Taking political science classes with John Martin is like having the opportunity to study philosophy with Plato. Terry Murphy, who reminded me why I'd always wanted to be a teacher. Serene Hoop, who reignited my love of literature and who also reminded me that sometimes one must re-examine even the oldest schools of thought and status quo. And Jim Killarney, who taught me to really think about thinking and to really consider from where others were coming. Jim also served as my very able advisor. I'd also like to thank teachers who inspired me before I arrived at UMFK, especially Ms. Julie Foss, who rescued me as a middle school student when many other teachers had given up. I remember her example now daily as I teach my own students. I'd like to thank my best friend, Mark Sirwell. He also deserves some thanks, not the least of which for coming here tonight, even though this is the last night his wife will be in North America for some months to come. It's that kind of loyalty that really exemplifies that friendship. It's my greatest wish that my own children will find at least one friend, as Mark has been for over 20 years. Of course, I'd like to thank my parents. My mother with her love and tenacity and the why not attitude she's always had. And my father, who taught all three of his children the true meaning of work ethic, honesty, and decency. Their love, patience, and senses of humor shaped who we are today. Again, I'd like to thank the Alumni Association for thinking of me for this award. I am deeply honored. Thank you.
member that is here this evening with his wife from Lewiston, Brian Lewis and Stephanie. Please stand. Now I would like to ask Tracy Holmes, our Alumni Association Vice President, please come up.
Thank you, Mark and Troy. Now for the top honor bestowed by the Alumni Association upon one of its own, Pat Dow, the 2004 recipient of the Outstanding Alumni Award, will present the award to Burnett Bowker. But first, Rena Labby, Burnett's classmate and longtime friend, as well as UMFK's Outstanding Alumni in 1982, and proud to say, my English teacher in 7th grade, will speak on behalf of Burnett. Please welcome Rena Labby.
May I have just an extra moment of your time to congratulate Chad and say, Chad, you might want to come and talk to me after this is over. I talked to your dad. And I would also like to congratulate Kevin. You see, Kevin grew up on our street, and she's also a beloved former student. So as the self-proclaimed representative of 16th Avenue and the town of Madawaska, kudos, Kevin. And now for my designated duty. And what a profound pleasure it is to make a presentation for the Outstanding Alumni Award 2005 to Burnett Lord Bowker. Une petite Française de Fort-King. I met this quite young lady when she was 14 years old, and so was I. Get it? And that was when we trekked through the halls of Fort King Community High School, and then we narrowly matriculated to Fort Bend Normal School. It was throughout this joyous journey that I recognized my fine friend was indeed a prized, precious jewel, a gift, a gem gifted with exquisite, exemplary, and exceptional facets. It was in her first teaching jobs at Westbrook and Caribou schools that she utilized her facets of motivation, imagination, and innovation. Aroostook State Teachers College in Presque Isle and the University of Southern Maine took note of these aspiring attributes and drew upon Burnett as a student-teacher supervisor. In this role, she further modeled facets of creativity, dependability, and ingenuity. This was followed by a 4-year stint in Tehran, Iran, a place where Santa Claus comes in on a camel. A place where this inspired instructor taught and also displayed facets of supervision and administration as assistant principal. Another move to Shiraz, Iran, proved even more culturally challenging. There, this energetic, extraordinary educator instructed 22 Iranian non-English speaking first graders in a new private school. Having no textbooks, this persevering pioneer developed units of work into a unique, comprehensive curriculum. However, it was her French facet that proved of vast value, for Iran's second language is French, and that certainly was an asset at parent-teacher conferences. C'est impressionnant, ça, vous trouvez pas? Pure si sveglia alla sera. Other relocations in California and Arizona gave her continued opportunities to display her facets of public speaking in an articulate, eloquent, fluid, and as many of you know, witty style, as she made school presentations about the Iranian culture. Always an educator at heart, Burnett subsequently released her facets of religious convictions by resuming instruction at a Catholic school in Missouri. As always, this magnanimous woman of principle was a major mover in all religious activities affiliated with the school and the church. Hey, I wish I were gonna hit these girls angry counseling. In 1997, Burnett retired. And returned to fortunate Fort Kent for its being the recipient of her compelling community-based contributions. With facets of unrelenting strength, this Energizer Bunny immediately dived into a deluge of duty as a member of the Fort Kent Business and Professional Women. There, she has co-chaired and chaired every possible committee, in addition to having served as president-elect and as president for the past 3 years. Not only has Burnett enormously enriched Fort Kent BPW, but she has also left a mammoth mark at the state level. She has been a trustee for both the Maine BPW Futurama Foundation and the Maine Women's Hall of Fame. She has been the chairperson for the Maine BPW Political Action Committee and the BPW State Convention. In addition, she served as District 4 Director and is presently State Corresponding Secretary. They say, as a consummate contributor to the Aristo Retired Educators Association, she has been membership chair and has served on the bylaws and the public relations committees. Turn this jewel of a person around, and there are still leadership facets reserved for the Alumni Association of the University of Maine at Fort Kent. They only sport functions on. A board member for many years, she has organized and planned abundant activities, as well as having served as vice president, and she is now into her second term as president of this distinguished association. One big, brilliant facet on this wonder of a woman is clearly marked volunteer. I'm sure many of you have witnessed her graciously giving her time on election days, during the World Sea Biathlon, the Can-Am dog races, the Scarecrow and Show Festival, and university activities. She has assisted at the Fort Kent Chamber of Commerce events and has dedicated much time and effort to the St. John Valley Battered Women's Shelter. C'est tout des bonnes œuvres, ça. Oh, oui. Now, this altruistic lady has been recognized frequently for her bountiful accomplishments. She has been a Fort Kent BPW Woman of the Year and BPW Member of the Year. She has also received an honorable mention for the BPW State Member of the Year. Whoa, c'est pas dignoso! She's the recipient of a Golden Circle Decathlon Award, as well as several other local and state awards for her work for battered women. Aroostook retired educators have also honored her many times for her voluminous voluntary efforts. And she's been one of WAGN's County All-Stars 2002. Men pretty star har det så. Det does have a Nonetheless, Burnett, the award that we consider the most prestigious, the most encompassing of your cut-above career is the award we present to you tonight, the coveted Outstanding Alumni Award 2005. Fellow alumni, please help me to acknowledge this leader, this educator, this benefactor, organizer, and humanitarian, Burnett Lord Foster.
It is a pleasure for me to give this award to Burnett. The UMFK Alumni Association proudly presents Burnett Boucher with the award of Outstanding Alumni in recognition of outstanding service to the campus community and for exemplary contributions towards the betterment of our state.
No wonder I'm tired as a retired person. Rena, thank you so much, my dear. Our friendship has meant a lot to me over the years and will continue to do so. Pat, thank you. And believe me, Rena, I'll sleep a lot better tonight knowing that you didn't tell everything you knew about me. I'm very honored to have received the University of Maine Outstanding Alumni Award. I follow in wonderful footsteps of many people that have received the award before me. My sister, Jeanette King, my mentor, my student teacher supervisor, and my friend. And many years ago, another member of my family, my brother Valtor, who was my principal for 4 years in Westbrook, a great mentor, a great principal. I was given and took advantage of the great opportunities that were presented to me in my personal life, my professional career, and the various organizations. And I can only say that when opportunities come your way, no matter what they are, grab them, work with it, learn from them. The only way that we succeed in life is to appreciate the opportunities that are given to us by the people that we love, our family, our friends, our co-workers, our boss. When I was a sophomore at the Fort Kent Normal School, one of my professors suggested that I quit college, get married, and have lots of babies. And he really picked me up. And throughout my whole life, I thought about this professor, and I thought to myself, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. And I did. 3 years later, I was invited on campus to teach an art workshop to 200 teachers from the valley. And I met this professor in the hallway, and he said, "Oh, hi, Renee. Are you here for the workshop?" And I said, "No, sir, I'm here to present the workshop." And so that has been what I have tried to do most of my life, is to take the opportunity and work with it. I want to thank my family members that are here this evening, my brother Gerard and his wife Bella, my brother Gerard and his wife Claudette, my sister Manette, and my dearest brother-in-law, Dr. King, all my nieces and nephews that are here, Bonnie, Lola, Annie Mae and her husband, Gerard St. James, Valerie and Bob Willett. And by the way, Annie Mae, happy birthday today, dear. I want to thank all of you for being here this evening and sharing these wonderful awards with our alumni friends. Thank you.
Burnett, don't sit down too quick. I'm going to ask you to stay here. I want to say something really quick to you though, Burnett. It's not in the script, sorry, I have a tendency to veer off like that. But I want you to know how much you've touched more than one generation. I myself as a professional look to you as a mentor, and what you do professionally and the example that you set for women everywhere is an inspiration to me. And I want to thank you for that, and congratulations. At this time, I would like to invite Troy Jackson to come up. He has some legislative honors for all 3 award recipients, so I'd like to invite the award recipients up as well, Kevin, Chad, and Burnett. And I will turn the podium over to Troy.
I'd like to call two good friends and mentors, Representative Ross Perry and Senator John Martin, up here with me also. I'm doing all the talking. One of the best things about a war banquet like this for me is being able to listen to the lives and accomplishments of the people. And as I was sitting there, and I really do enjoy that, as I was sitting there listening, Mr. Marquis was my sophomore science and health teacher here in Fort Kent. You know, one of the great things is having a father speaking about science. I really enjoyed that. And for Kevin saying all the things that I didn't say last year. Thanking the faculty here for the cost. I mean, when Jason was here, he taught me things last year that I use all the time. And you know, what a great campus it is. And I was sitting there thinking what a great speech Kevin and Mark both had. And for Mrs. Bowker, who, I mean, what can you say? Someone that you can count on 100% for anything in this community. And on a personal note, someone who's been very helpful to me in my career, someone that, I mean, you couldn't ask for a better recipient. So, with all that being said, and as the Senator said, I'm doing all the talking, we are here tonight to present, on behalf of the 122nd Legislature and ourselves, these legislative sentiments for these recipients on their award
would like to just, I forgot to say a special thank you for another group of people that I wanted to thank tonight. When I came to Fort Kent and had nothing to do but volunteer, I joined DPW, Business Professional Women's Club. And that was the most wonderful thing that I could have done. This evening there are two tables of DPW members, some of which came from Caribou, and I'd like to mention our past state president, Jerry Martin, and also a member of the Fort Kent DPW organization. Please stand, Jerry. Jerry has been tremendous in his life, being recognized. And thank you to all of my other DPW friends that are here this evening.
Thank you. Congratulations to all of our award recipients this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our program for this evening, but by no means draws an end to tonight's celebration. We invite you to remain and enjoy the music of the Rock God. In just a moment, the curtain to my left will rise and the music will begin. We also invite you to the UMK soccer games tomorrow beginning at 10 a.m. for the annual alumni game. The soccer players from the past will need and appreciate your support and cheers, and any of you that know CPR, it might be a good idea to show up. At this time, we would request that all award recipients, as well as members of the reunion classes and all the graduates of Madawaska Training School prior to 1954, please assemble here by the podium for photos. We thank you all for coming this evening, and